President Xi is a brilliant man. If you went all over Hollywood to look for somebody to play the role of President Xi, you couldn't find it. There's nobody like that. The look, the brain, the whole thing. People ask me, how smart is Xi? I said, top of the line. You never met anybody smarter. How smart is Kim Jong-un? Top of the line. You know, people say, oh, this and that. Really smart. He took over a country of very smart people, very, very energetic people, very tough people, at a very young age, and he has total dominant control. That's not easy. These are very smart. Putin, very smart. Russia right now is making massive amounts of ammunition. Sounds simple, right? But they're making massive, beyond anything they've ever made before. We don't have any ammunition. We've given it to Ukraine. We're not prepared to fight.
He is among the dumbest people in the world. Like, I get that he doesn't immediately sound as stupid as someone like Marjorie Greene or Lauren Boebert or something, but he honestly might be dumber, because I think he's almost like more sure of himself in his statements that he makes as if they're fact. Like, what he said about the dictator of North Korea, he took it over at a very young age, got total domination.
How did he take it over exactly?
I don't know how, clever stratagems, I assume, plans, you know?
Yeah, totally.
He's a clever guy. That's how the dynastic dictator of this country has total control.
And if you could start that up again, and stop with all of the windmills all over the place that are ruining the atmosphere. You look at what's happening to these beautiful prairies and plains and these gorgeous areas of our country where they have these rusting hulks put up all over the place that are noisy, they're killing the birds. I mean, I don't get the environmentalist, and it's a very expensive form, probably the most expensive form of energy.
Now, there are a lot of absurd claims that Trump has frequently made about turbines and about wind energy, that it's ugly, which is certainly a matter of taste. I don't think they are, I know others do. That it's the most expensive, that is certainly straining credulity. But he started off by saying that it's ruining the atmosphere. Does he mean like the ambiance? Because it's very specifically not ruining the atmosphere.
I think we're going to be very good with the coronavirus. I think that at some point that's going to sort of just disappear, I hope. I'll be right eventually. I will be right eventually. You know, I said it's going to disappear. I'll say it again.
But
it's going to disappear.
Does that discredit
and I'll be right. I don't think so.
Right.
I don't think so. You know why it doesn't discredit? Because I've been right probably more than anybody else. When you talk about mortality rates, I think it's the opposite. I think we have one of the lowest mortality rates in the world. We're going to take a look.
We had 900 deaths on a single day.
We will take a look
this week.
Ready?
You can check it out.
Could you please get me the mortality rate?
Yeah.
Kaylee's right here. I heard we had one of the lowest, maybe the lowest mortality rate anywhere in the world. Do you have the numbers, please? Because I heard we had the best mortality rate.
The case rate of similarly situated countries, as Dr. Burks points out, and this is
number one low mortality rate. I hope you show the scenario because it shows what fake news is all about. Okay,
I don't think I'm fake news, but we'll put we'll put our stats on.
You said we had the worst mortality rate in the world, and we have the best.
All right, it's a little complicated, but bear with us. We went with numbers from Johns Hopkins University, which charted the mortality rate for 20 countries hit by the virus. The US ranked 7th, better than the United Kingdom, but worse than Brazil and Russia.
There is such a thing as herd immunity, and at some point, the numbers dramatically drop in the number of cases and deaths, as happened in New York. But that does not mean that it magically disappears. And what it does is it gives people a sense of false hope and security and confidence. Then they go out there without masks, and it rises instead of dropping. So yes, at some point, we hope that the world is rid of this plague. But whether it's 6 months from now or 6 years from now, Trump can't then say, oh, well, after hundreds of thousands of unnecessary deaths, it eventually went away. I was right. No, you are not right. You're not remotely right. Even in their own chart, which excludes most of the countries, he says, see, we're the best. And in their own chart, they're not the best. He just has no connection to reality or the truth at all.